Now this topic, VAT on online transactions, has been given a lot of commentary, some correct and some incorrect. And obviously because of the implications for the small business sector, we felt it was critical, absolutely critical, that we bring someone to come and share on this new regime. What are the implications for the sector? How will it function? How will it work? Etc. And this is why we're here this morning. It is my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to invite Professor Avinash to come and share with us at this time. Let's give him a warm SBA welcome as he comes.
I am an emeritus professor of Gresham College in the UK, and that's a very unusual place, Gresham College. It was set up in 1589. I'm here today because I'm the only one who wants to speak to you about online taxes, because it is a bit complicated. There's a fair bit of confusion, but I'm happy to try. And I want to really focus on your questions, because I think that will allow us to drill down on the things that matter to you most, and as opposed to what I think matters to you most. And on this particular tax, there's a tremendous amount of, I wouldn't say misinformation, but confusion. A lot of people are saying things which is not quite right. People are anxious that they are going to be paying this tax twice. They pay the tax online, they come into the port, and the port official, the customs official says, you've got to pay VAT, that's VAT VATable. And that will not happen. Because when you pay your VAT online, you will get a receipt, which you can either show online on your phone or your iPad or your device, or you print it out. And it will show the customs official that you have paid VAT, and they know that that is no longer collectible. The customs official may work out whether you've paid all the VAT, because maybe you've paid the VAT on the goods you bought, but not the VAT on the shipping that came in. And the only VAT you would be eligible for would be the difference between what you owed and what you've paid. You'll need to have your invoice with you, your VAT invoice with you, and you don't need to have it in physical form, it can be in electronic form. So the system is set up to avoid double taxation. Many things that people buy abroad online that are never brought into the port are physically in Barbados. Hotel rooms, villa rooms, Airbnb, and this allows us to tax that. So what this VAT online is doing is leveling the playing field, especially for small business.
This is a tax on your online purchases. On your online purchases, and I think that needs to be pellucid, and those items that are consumed in Barbados, they may be purchased online, but they are for consumption here.
As a distributor dealer in Barbados, I purchase from overseas suppliers. I pay with credit card a lot of the time. Now, when my goods get to Barbados, VAT is applied at the airport or seaport. Good? Currently, you're saying that I'll be paying a VAT on credit card transactions.
No. On the online purchase, the same good that you paid VAT when you brought it into the port, nothing changes whatsoever. You would have paid the same VAT
so only
when
online.
You purchased it.
So it's not
only on e-commerce.
Because you mentioned.
So if you purchased it directly with a shop and you send them a wire transfer, you are not paying VAT.
Or if I pay with the credit card directly to my suppliers.
You are not paying VAT.
Oh, because you talked about payment processors, so that was confusing for me.
It is payment processors for online transactions.
Good.
So let's repeat that, because I think there may be more. If you purchase a good overseas using your credit card directly, online, not through a website, not through e-commerce, you call them up and say, I want to buy this, and here's my credit card number, you are not paying the VAT on this online tax. Now, if it's a VATable good, you are due to pay VAT when you bring it into the port.
I buy goods from Walmart. My question was really, one, am I going to pay the VAT on their sales tax, which is an abroad tax? And then more importantly, this is supposed to start from May 1st. Is customs ready? Because I know a lot of these times, we put these taxes through, I bring goods now in May, and then customs is telling me I can't refund. Is customs and enforcement ready to net said invoices?
Okay, so two good, really good questions. You would not be charged a sales tax when you buy that good in Walmart.
Yeah.
So Walmart, the payment processors already know where the states are that
Good.
people are buying online goods from Walmart are being sent to.
Yeah.
And they will charge you a sales tax for wherever you are.
Yeah.
Because there are different sales tax rates in different states.
Correct.
So here they'll say, well, this isn't a sales tax destination, this is Barbados. And the payment process will say, but VAT is eligible for that, so you will not have the sales tax on it, and you will pay VAT on the good if the good you are buying
On the good only.
is VATable.
Right.
And if it's clear that it's being consumed in Barbados, maybe because you've shipped it to Barbados.
So I sent it to a freight forwarder, so I sent it Miami, and then it comes here. So then obviously what you've said basically is that I pay the difference in VAT based on the freight and insurance component.
If there is if there's a shortage of VAT, because otherwise the VAT would have been paid
But it
on
will
the
be a
shipping,
shortage because I would have only
you would
paid VAT on the good.
You only pay the difference.
Right.
Now, you asked another very big question.
Yes. Which is my more important question.
Yeah, well, we know that there are lots of issues with the Barbados Revenue Authority, and whatever issues you think there are with the Barbados Revenue Authority, there are more with customs, and we have engaged a substantial amount of technical advice to help us deal with those issues, and we are addressing it. But I always want to be honest and clear with you. Will we get this exactly right on May 1st? We are trying our best to get it right.
Thank you, Professor Avinash. There obviously needs to be greater communication and PR as it relates to how this tax is to be implemented. This is the first and most in-depth session I've had.
In depth
detailing,
or in depth?
In-depth session
I'm getting
had.
nervous now.
The PTH. I strongly believe that there needs to be greater communication and PR as it relates to how this is to work, because I am still not very clear. The question that I have, my brother has asked, and you will confirm, that this tax, even though the legislation has been passed in Parliament, has not yet been formally implemented.
Proclaimed.
Is my understanding correct?
Yeah.
If that is indeed true, should customs be applying the tax as we speak on items purchased online and landed at the port via a shipper?
I don't believe that it is yet, that we have started yet. I do not believe they're doing that yet.
Well, I'm putting this to you, that tax, because I'm speaking from first-hand experience.
And of course it wouldn't be customs. So sorry, explain to me what you think may be happening.
There should not be a tax applied to me having purchased an item online, let's say Amazon.com, when that item is landed here at the port via a local shipper, broker. There should not be a line item on the entry called value-added tax. Should there be?
If you can show that you have paid the VAT online, which I think at the moment you will not be able to, then there would be no VAT to be paid at the port.
Subsequent to May 1st. Therefore, if that is being done currently as we speak, it is illegitimate, and therefore the consumer should claim.
No, the principle, okay, come on guys, please, this is not rocket science. You will not be charged twice when you can show you've paid it. If you can show you've paid it, you will not be charged twice. If you can't show you've paid it, you get charged.
Right, but the point that I'm making is this is to be implemented May 1st, 2019. Online. Okay, so usual value added will continue as normal. Okay.
And after May 1st, when you bring in a good, the customs person, and you might say to the customs person, I paid VAT online. And the customs person will say, invoice, show the invoice, you go straight through.
Okay.
If you cannot show that you paid VAT online, because remember, the payment processor may not have been convinced that the good was going to be consumed in Barbados. You may have shipped it to where you were staying, in your hotel. right?
Yeah.
So there are many things that you're going to buy online that are VATable in Barbados where you will not get the VAT being paid because the payment processor is unclear that it's being consumed in Barbados. So when you come into the port with that good, it's now VATable. If you can't show that you've paid VAT, then you will pay VAT. If you can show you've paid VAT, you will not pay VAT twice.
Okay.
Is that clear?
All right,
Good.
thank you. Thank you.
With respect to the freight forwarder that he mentioned, the freight forwarder, I guess you're going to rely on the old process. Even if the destination address is a U.S. address, you're waiting on the airport or the seaport to come in and catch it there. You're not actually going to charge VAT online if the destination address is a U.S. address.
If it's unclear that it's been consumed in Barbados, you're not charged a VAT.
Okay, that's it.
I sat there and I listened to the contributions from many, and even prior, having read the legislation and looked at what happens on the ground, I am of the view, speaking from the Small Business Association's perspective, that government needs to revisit the FS tax. I am of the view that this is an ideal opportunity before May to consider removing the FS tax on transactions. I'm of that view. I will make that view public. Because I think that it all adds up at the end of the day. We're talking about cash flow for small firms. So I'm really hopeful that you will take that back to the inner room, to the team, and ensure that some, reconsideration is done relative to the FS tax. But what we heard this morning, if I can summarize quickly in 4 quick points, let's remember that only those items that would incur VAT normally, based on the schedule, are applicable to this particular process. Only those items. So let's remember, I purchase lots of books on Amazon, but books are not included. Good? Computer, software, etc., as far as I'm aware, that's not included. So only items that are VATable, that would otherwise be charged VAT, are included. That's one. And secondly, the item, good or service, must be consumed in Barbados. That's the second point. So that individual that purchases that blouse, that dress on Amazon, sends it to their relative in Toronto, wherever it is not consumed here. Now, yes, the relative may put it in the bag and bring it here, but the truth is, let's appreciate, the customs are not going to pick out that one dress and charge VAT on it. The item must be consumed in Barbados. So there are many who have their addresses overseas and they send items there, and as long as the item is not consumed in Barbados, then it is not VATable. And thirdly, there's no double tax. There's no double tax. So that simply means that if you pay your VAT online, but you have your receipt is key, and you bring that receipt with you, which you should, and you're asked a question at the port of entry, you can demonstrate by showing your receipt that you already paid that VAT, then you cannot be charged VAT again. And if any customs official is so bold to do so, give us a call. We'll march up there. And then the fourth point I heard in the presentation is that the payment processor is key. And I understand that, yes, government would have engaged credible payment processors to ensure that they can capture this information, because it is at the point of that transaction that the VAT is actually captured, is actually charged. So the payment processor is key. This is, after all, an online transaction. Professor Avinash, thank you very much for sharing. Let's give him another round of applause. Let me thank my team this morning for coordinating this event. Andrea, Keisha, and Mario have done a fantastic job in ensuring that logistically we were all well organized. The team from Future Shock and Dylan Shaw as well for providing the PA system. Once again, thank you and good morning.